Nitpick. So, Super Mario Maker 2 is finally out, with more enemies, objects, and death traps for players to create than ever before! And being the curious gamer I am, I wanted to know just how much is still missing, if anything, from stage creation. And what better way to do that than by attempting to faithfully recreate the first level of each game included in Mario Maker 2. So let's just jump into it. The classic World 1-1 from Super Mario Bros. Is unforgettable. Not only due to its crazy iconic music, but the introduction of strange power-ups like mushrooms and fire flowers along with Goombas and Koopas. For more seasoned players, a few secrets even exist for return playthroughs. This stage is understandably easy to recreate due to so many elements seen here becoming standardized in future Mario titles. In the original game, the fourth pipe could be entered to find a secret room filled with 19 coins and a quick escape to the end flag. One interesting detail Nintendo included was Mario dropping into this room. He doesn't come out of a pipe, he just falls from a black void. Well, Mario Maker doesn't allow void walking, so we instead had to add an actual ejection pipe to this room, which makes sense even though it visually detracts from what we're going for. Strike one. Next is the exit pipe for this secret area. You'll notice it has this primo sprite detail, which is impossible to emulate in Maker 2. I got close, but it would have been nice to give pipes more placement options besides strictly horizontal or vertical. But the biggest blunder, and something Nintendo should actually fix in a future patch, was that the exit pipe could be re-entered upon returning to the overworld. Here's what happens in Mario 1.
Sorry, bud. The plumbing's done. Get out of here!
One-way pipes have existed and been continuously reused since the original game. You'd think this would be an instant Mario Maker staple. Previously, players could fabricate one-way pipes through overlaying two on top each other, a feature that's removed in Maker 2. The other elephant in the room is Mario's jumping mechanics. Being able to jump much higher and farther than in the original definitely makes this stage not only way easier, but feel a little smaller. On the plus side though, every element from Mario 1 is present for World 1-1 to be created, so there were no artistic liberties, so to say. You hear that? It's called foreshadowing. Honestly, besides the pipe shenanigans, Maker 2 does a pretty solid job of giving players most of the tools they need to recreate Mario 1 levels. But we've only just started digging. We gotta see how deep this rabbit hole goes. One of my favorite stages ever, Mario Bros. 3 begins by showing off its signature power-up, the Tanuki Leaf, letting players literally fly through the sky to reach a 1-up and even a secret pipe entrance if they were skilled enough. The P-Switch also makes an appearance, transforming a clump of blocks into coins, which, like the Tanuki suit, was another addition players hadn't seen before. Stage 1 of Mario 3 represents Nintendo levels at their best, introducing new mechanics while still loading a stage with Easter eggs. But this is where things start to get hairy. The smallest of these theater blocks can be made is 3x3, while a few are only meant to be 2 tiles in height. Thankfully, a majority of these could be hidden underneath the stage to fake the appearance of a 2-tile block.
Unfortunately, the sky block didn't share the same fate.
And it may be a minor nitpick, but every original block color isn't available. So I instead had to change a few things around. Why the hell is green not here? There's no blood red palette for Goombas, but winged Goombas act very similarly to the Mario 3 counterparts. I guess I could use this fuck ugly thing. God, I want to smash it myself in real life. No tile set for the underground themed secret room exists, meaning this whole area has to be dirt unless you're fine with using the castle theme. The same issue crops up again with one-way pipes, but this time it's a little more egregious. Mario 3's secret room was rewarded to players who truly explored the level, Instantly being able to enter the pipe near the end for unearned coins, while not completely game-breaking, ruins any feeling of accomplishment gained through skillful Tanuki use. Overall, while Stage 1 of Mario 3 survives the transition intact, it isn't without a few nitpick liberties and a nasty chunk of the original magic rubbed away. Now this is where creating got really weird. The actual first stage of Super Mario World, located directly to the left of Yoshi's house, is literally impossible to recreate with our toolset. It's here that Mario Maker shows just how limited it can be sometimes. Let's go over this. Right off the bat, Koopas can't be taken out of their shell in Mario Maker except manually through actual gameplay. This sliding scene couldn't exist. And sloped platforms players can jump on and also through? Forget it. While we did receive bonsai bills in Maker 2,
Little Spyro here is nowhere to be found. Must be out of town for the recent HD remake.
sloped pipes, let alone blasting out of one, no. Maybe we should try the second stage instead.
Level 2 is more typical Mario fare.
It functions as a tutorial level for Yoshi, Mario's newest companion. It showcases what he can and can't eat, what happens when he eats certain things, how to get off his back to climb and perform other activities. At the outset, players are given the opportunity to eat red berries, which give coins and power-ups. These don't exist in Mario Maker, and there really isn't any equivalent, so yay? Eating red shells doesn't produce fireballs from Yoshi's mouth anymore. Charge and Chuck doesn't exist, so I replaced him with Boom Boom. Moles can't be dug into walls, only the ground. Getting a second Yoshi egg only makes another Yoshi spawn instead of giving a 1-up? Man, Mario Maker's playing by some different rules, aren't they? That's not to even mention level length. That's right, this level is technically incomplete thanks to Mario Maker's arbitrary level length meter.
This is as far as it gets. This is where we're drawing the line.
I guess these pipes mid-level could take us down to a sub-area where the last 2/3 of the stage could be located, but why can't I just delete the space needed for the sub-level and add it to the main level instead? Well, the last stretch isn't that crazy anyways. We got a few pipes, a P-switch, and another football player that'll inevitably transform into Boom Boom. I have to admit, I did not think the level length would be a problem. Looking at this stage, especially without all the berries strewn about, it's just a decent length open plane without a lot going on. Maybe future Mario Maker games should have a maximum object capacity feature as the determining factor for stage length, instead of arbitrarily choosing how long users are allowed to make levels.
Mamma mia!
Acorn Plains 1 from New Super Mario Bros. U follows the now firmly established Mario formula of introducing its signature power-up right off the bat, which doesn't exist in Mario Maker 2. Oh, am I looking at this right?
What?
Huh. So you mean to tell me we got the propeller suit from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but not the acorn from New Super Mario Bros. U. The most prominent power-up in New Super U, featured in the very first stage of the game. Okay, looks like we're using the propeller suit! Acorns being gone means the flying squirrels carrying them are also not present. Feel free to replace these with whatever winged enemy you want, but I chose Wingless Wiggler.
Because I'm different.
Besides those hiccups, rebuilding Acorn Plains was going pretty smoothly. Until here. You'll notice this stone platform, which we used a stationary form of earlier in the level, is now moving up and down in a set pattern. Almost as if it's on a track. Mario Maker has tracks?
That it does, but only for certain smaller objects like blocks or platforms. Put a couple of platforms here. Next was this hidden room. Can't do the hidden rooms in the Mario Maker's sad day. But I did make this cute little flowery backdrop along with a bonsai build to alert players of this secret location. And that's where we stop. No, seriously, I barely made it past the midpoint flag with this level. Such a shame because boy, I was having a blast remixing this one. There's still a lot of level left to go as well. Acorn Plains has 2 sub-areas, so I'd have to pick and choose unless I made them both the same palette type. Even then, the main level's still only half finished. While Mario Maker 2 gives players way more customization options, there's still a lot of even basic Mario staples that didn't quite make the cut. Terrain, items, enemies, and gizmos are the 4 major customization categories, and I'd love to see future DLC that expands each category to twice its current size. A separate section for placing non-interactables like flowers and trees would be nice, so players could spruce up their own levels instead of the current random generation effect. I also don't mind a bit longer loading times if it means created levels can be much larger. Stage 1 of New Super Mario Bros. U barely reaching past the checkpoint flag was a really stunning realization for me that while Maker 2 is a proper expansion and fun sequel to its predecessor, we could still jump a bit farther. Nitpick out. Oh god, I forgot Super Mario 3D World! Let's get to crafting!
Go!
Is this a joke?